Kaito's lungs burned. The whistle shrieked. He was falling behind on the first lap.
I can't. My legs won't move. It's like they're filled with lead. Again, everyone's watching.
His knees buckled. Kaito hit the track hard, chest heaving, the finish line impossibly far.
Get up. You are a disgrace, Kaito. This is pathetic.
What a waste of a jersey. Can't even finish a lap. Pathetic.
The coach's voice cut through the air. Every teammate turned away or laughed. Kaito didn't move.
Medical disqualification. Get off my track. Don't bother coming back.
The team resumed training without a glance. Kaito sat alone on the bench, his jersey soaked in sweat and failure.
They were right. I'll never be enough. What is wrong with me?
He watched them from a distance, a shadow on the field. The laughter echoed in his ears. The derby match day arrived with a roar that shook the stadium. Kaito sat on the bench, invisible. When the star midfielder went down clutching his ankle, Coach Takeda scanned the bench with a grimace.
All right, Kaito, don't just stand there. Prove you are not a total waste.
What? What is this? My heart is beating with the crowd. It's like they're inside me.
His vision sharpened. Every chant became a pulse, driving his limbs. The world slowed. He weaved through defenders, a drop of the shoulder, then a burst of speed that left them frozen. The goalkeeper dived too late. The ball kissed the net. The stadium erupted.
No way. That was Kaito? The guy who can't even finish a lap?
But as the crowd's roar subsided, so did his strength. Kaito's legs buckled. He hit the grass. Paramedics rushed the field. They found no injury, only a heartbeat that was fading. Kaito's eyes opened to sterile white. Hospital monitors beeped, but his own heartbeat was barely a whisper.
You are lucky to be alive. Your heart stopped on the field, but the reason is extraordinary. The crowd's noise amplified your cardiac output. Your heart synced to their frequency. That gave you the burst, but the silence after. Your heart nearly gave out. Without noise, your pulse is dangerously weak.
She led him to a soundproofed room. The door sealed, absolute quiet. Kaito tried to raise his arm. It wouldn't move.
I am frozen, like my body is shutting down. This silence is suffocating.
This is your curse. In loud stadiums, you are a god. In silence, you can barely stand. There's no cure.
Then I'll learn its rhythm. I'll map every chant, every roar. I won't be weak again.
He left the hospital with a notebook and a tremor in his fingers. The world sounded different now.
Every noise is a heartbeat, but if I miscalculate, the silence will swallow me. I have to find a way.
His apartment became a war room of sound. Frequency graphs covered the walls, stadium blueprints marked with chant hotspots.
If I can map every chant, every stomp, I can make the crowd my weapon. But I need to test it in a real match.
Under moonlight, he ran sprints with headphones blasting recorded roars. His legs flew, but the moment the recording stopped, he collapsed.
The moment the recording stops, I am empty. Like my heart forgets how to beat alone.
He begged Coach Takeda for one more chance. The team needed a substitute, and no one else wanted the spot.
Fine, you get one half. But if you embarrass this team again, I'll make sure you never wear a jersey anywhere.
The home crowd roared as Kaito stepped onto the pitch. His pulse locked on instantly, each pass precise, each run a blur that left defenders stumbling. The crowd fell silent during a free kick. Kaito's legs turned to lead, his pass skidded wide.
Number. Not here. Not now. The silence is pulling me under.
Coach Takeda narrowed his eyes from the sideline. He said nothing, but the suspicion was carved into his face. The away stadium was nearly empty. Kaito felt the silence before he even stepped onto the pitch.
There's nothing here, no pulse to grab onto. I am running on empty.
His passes went astray. Even a simple trap rolled under his foot. Coach Takeda threw his clipboard down in frustration. A tiny pocket of traveling fans started a chant. For 1 minute, Kaito flew. Then their voices died out, and so did he. The final whistle blew. Another loss. Kaito sat alone on the bench, his heart a dull thud in his ears.
Kaito, I've been watching you. Your performances don't add up. We need to talk.
She played back a recording of his heart rate from the match. It spiked exactly with the cheers and flatlined in silence.
Your body runs on crowd noise. I've seen the data. What are you not telling me?
She's too close. I can't let her know. Not the whole truth. It would put her in danger.
What's really going on with you? If you don't trust me, at least trust the data.
You are right. My heartbeat syncs with the crowd. When they roar, I can do anything. When it's silent, I am useless.
This is incredible. Your body is a tuning fork for stadiums. I can build devices that mimic the frequencies you need.
But it's not just any noise. It has to be the right rhythm, the right passion. Recordings alone might not work.
Then, we'll analyze live crowd data. I'll create a reactive system. You just focus on staying alive.
She doesn't know the whole truth. If the silence ever catches me completely, my heart won't just stop beating. It'll stop forever.
Miles away, Oda sat in a dark room, watching footage of Kaito's games. The pattern was unmistakable.
Every peak performance occurs in packed stadiums. His worst games? Empty seats? So that's his crutch. He runs on their noise. If I can cut that off, he'll be a puppet with no strings.
Oda reached for his phone, his smirk widening. The trap had already begun to form. In the studio, Kaito felt a sudden chill, not from the air, but from the future he could not yet see. Week after week, Kaito fed off the home crowd. He scored the winning goal in 3 straight matches, a hero emerging.
Away games are graves. No voices, no rhythm. I can feel myself slipping away out there.
Sports headlines ran with it. The hometown flash. Experts debated his stage fright, never guessing the deadly truth.
I've built a portable amp. It mimics your stadium frequencies. Try it in practice today.
On the training pitch, Kaito strapped on the device. It emitted a synthetic roar, then screeched and died during a sprint. He collapsed.
Machines can't replace passion. The crowd's energy is alive. This is just noise. Useless.
In a boardroom overlooking the rival dome's construction, Oda met with acoustic engineers. Blueprints covered the table.
Line every wall with absorption panels. I want absolute silence. When he steps in, the only thing beating will be his own failing heart.
Kaito's phone buzzed with a news alert. Rival stadium unveils revolutionary silence dome for final. He stared at the screen.
That stadium is a death sentence for me. Oda knows. He's building a coffin of silence.
The whistle blew in the partially soundproofed stadium. Kaito's first step felt like wading through mud.
The noise is muffled, deadened. My body can barely respond. I am useless.
His passes missed by meters. Coach Takeda threw his hands up, shouting from the sideline. Then, a rhythmic stomping echoed from the traveling fans' corner. Thump, 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 thump.
This beat, it's not clean, but my heart can sink to it, just for a moment.
He latched on. His legs found speed, weaving past 2 defenders with sudden precision. He struck the ball. It flew into the top corner. The net rippled, and the hit rippled, and the home crowd went silent.
I scored, but it took everything. This rhythm is a lifeline, not a solution.
He's exactly as I thought. A puppet to noise. The final will be his grave.
Oda turned to his coach, his expression cold. Make sure the dome is absolutely silent. The screen confirmed it. The final would be played in Oda's soundproofed dome. Kaito felt the silence already.
This is the end. No crowd, no rhythm, just my own failing heart.
He burst into Miki's studio without a word. She took one look at him, then pulled up the dome's acoustic data.
These absorption panels aren't just for sound. Even ground vibrations are dampened. The stadium is a vacuum.
Then there's nothing. No crowd, no stomping, no echo. I'll be dead before halftime.
I'll find a way. There has to be a frequency. Something that can pierce those walls.
No machine can replace the roar. I can already hear my own flatline.
Her simulation ran the numbers. 99.9% external noise absorption. No rhythm could reach the pitch.
There's nothing for your heart to lock onto, Kaito. I am sorry.
So this is how it ends. Not with a roar, but with silence.
The hospital summon was sharp. Dr. Sato's face was grave. The new tests were worse.
Your heart muscle is deteriorating. If it stops in that silent dome, there may be no revival.
She put his latest scans on the light board. Black patches scarred the muscle.
I already knew, but seeing it like this makes it final.
He left in a daze. The city blurred. Then laughter broke through. Children playing. A small boy in his jersey kicked a ball and shouted, "When I grow up, I want to be like Kaito." Kaito stopped. The boy's words hung in the air. He saw himself in that child.
If I quit now, I am telling them their hero never existed. I refuse to let hope die.
He pulled out his phone and called Miki. The ring was loud in the silence.
Miki, I am playing. Even if it kills me, I am stepping onto that pitch.
Miki built him a silent coffin, a chamber with zero reverberation. Kaito stepped inside, and the door sealed with a click.
There's nothing, just my own breath, and my heart beating too slow.
He pushed off the ground, sprinting into the void. 3 strides in, his legs folded. He hit the floor hard.
Stop. You are killing yourself. This isn't training. It's suicide.
Again. I need to try again. There has to be something. Some pulse I can use.
At a press conference, Oda took the stage with a cold smirk. The cameras loved him.
Kato's so-called stage fright is his weakness. If the crowd is his crutch, what will he do when we take it away? He won't last 5 minutes.
Back in the chamber, Kaito lay crumpled, his chest heaving. The silence pressed down like a weight.
He won't stop, even if it breaks him. He's so stubborn. Please, find something.
My heart, it's fading, but I can't give up. There must be a rhythm inside me, somewhere.
The locker room was empty when Kaito stumbled in, his body screaming from the silent chamber.
Found this in your bag. A heart monitor. I put the pieces together. I know what you are. Just don't make us regret this. Don't die out there.
Even he, after everything, he's giving me his support, in his own way.
Ryuji walked away without another word, leaving the monitor and a heavy silence behind. That afternoon, Coach Takeda gathered the team. His voice was gruff but steady.
Kaito, you've earned this. Don't let it be a burden. Let it be your reason.
The team erupted in applause, clapping him on the back. For the first time, they looked at him with faith.
This armband, it weighs more than my own heart, but I'll carry it. To the end.
He looked at the armband, then pressed it against his chest. The monitor in his pocket beeped faintly. The away locker room was cramped and silent. Kaito sat on the bench, his hands trembling, the armband heavy on his arm.
Even here, before the match, the silence is already eating at me. I can feel my heart slowing.
Miki slipped through the door, holding a tiny sound emitter. Her eyes were red.
Please, just take it. It can mimic a heartbeat. It's not perfect, but it could keep you alive.
Number. If I am going to die out there, I'll do it as myself, not as a machine.
You are stubborn, but I understand. Just promise me you'll come back, Kaito.
The team lined up in the tunnel. No roar, no chants. Only the echo of their footsteps, swallowed by the soundproofed walls.
Each step feels heavier than the last. The dome is a vacuum, sucking out my strength before the match even starts.
They stepped onto the pitch. The vast dome swallowed every sound. Even the whistle was a dull thud. Kaito took his position, his legs trembling. The silence wrapped around him like a shroud, and the final was about to begin. The whistle blew, but Kaito's first touch was a disaster. The ball rolled under his foot as if repelled by his silence, weakened limbs.
My body is a hollow shell. The silence has drained everything.
He tried a simple pass to Ryuji, but it skidded 3 meters wide. Kaito stumbled, then fell to his knees, gasping. From the sideline, Oda smirked and let out a loud laugh that echoed mockingly in the dead air. The opposition forward glided past Kaito like he was a statue. The first goal was a tap-in. Minutes later, another breakaway, 2-0, halftime whistle. Kaito dragged himself to the bench, his face pale. His chest rose and fell so shallowly it was barely visible.
My heartbeat, it's fading. This is how it ends.
In the locker room, Coach Takeda grabbed Kaito by the jersey, shaking him. The other players watched in stunned silence.
What's wrong with you? You are our captain. Say something.
Kaito lifted his head, met the coach's eyes, but his lips remained sealed. The monitor in his pocket beeped a slow, dying rhythm. The second half began, and Kaito charged forward, but his legs betrayed him. He hit the grass face first.
Just stay down, Kaito. You are killing yourself.
Not yet. I can still move. The kids are watching. I won't quit.
The referee knelt beside him, concern written on his face. Substitution, he asked. Kaito shook his head.
Number, I can still run.
Medical staff rushed onto the pitch, but Kaito waved them off with a trembling hand.
You are going to die. You idiot. Is this game worth your life?
Kaito crawled upright, his chest heaving. The world spun, but he forced his eyes to focus on the ball. His heart monitor beeped erratically, too fast, then too slow. Each beat was a struggle against the silence.
I can feel the game's pulse, barely, like a distant drum. Maybe I can sync to it.
Kaito stood motionless, eyes squeezed shut. The silence was absolute, but he searched beneath it.
The silence is a wall, but I can feel vibrations. Tiny pulses through the ground.
A defender cleared the ball. The thump traveled through the turf. A single beat. Kaito's heart lurched towards it. His heart monitor flickered, then spiked sharply, syncing to an intricate rhythm no one else could hear.
It's not just noise. It's the game's own heartbeat. The ball, the steps, the flow.
He tuned into his teammates' footsteps. Every sprint, every cut created a percussive map he could navigate.
I can feel them moving with me. My heart beats with their passes. I'm not alone in this silence.
When Kaito opened his eyes, they were clear, no longer clouded by exhaustion. A fierce calm had taken hold.
I can hear it. The game. Its heart is beating with mine.
The monitor showed a steady, powerful rhythm, no longer erratic. For the first time, his heart was beating with purpose. Kaito pushed off the ground, each step now a perfect beat in the silent rhythm. Defenders rushed him and froze. A drop of the shoulder sent one sprawling. A spin left another grasping air. He was a blur of precision.
Is that Kaito? He's moving like he did in the derby.
Stop him. Don't let him into the box.
Kaito weaved through the last defender, the ball an extension of his heartbeat. The goal loomed ahead.
The rhythm is holding, but my chest feels like it's cracking.
His heart monitor spiked wildly, then dipped. A warning blared, but he forced it into the back of his mind. He entered the penalty area. The goalkeeper crouched, ready. The silence was deafening, but Kaito heard the beat.
This is for everyone who believed, and even those who didn't.
Kaito drew back his foot, the ball still, the world holding its breath. The shot was loaded, but would it fire? His foot connected with a clean, pure strike. The ball sailed toward the top corner, a silent arrow in a soundless world. The goalkeeper launched, fingertips grazing empty air. The net rippled, and the scoreboard flashed. Goal. But the stadium remained mute, and then Kaito's heart monitor sounded a single terrible note. A flat line. His eyes widened, then dulled.
I can't feel my heartbeat. The rhythm. It just stopped. I did it, but I am fading.
He collapsed, folding like a marionette with cut strings. The ball lay in the net, forgotten as Kaito lay still.
Kaito, don't you dare quit now. Someone, get the medics. He's not breathing.
He scored, but at what cost? Look at him. That was supposed to be my victory, not his funeral.
The medical team sprinted onto the pitch, their footsteps swallowed by the soundproof dome. A defibrillator was wheeled beside him. Coach Takeda stood rigid on the sideline, his clipboard forgotten. For the first time, he prayed not for a win, but for a boy's life. The scoreboard glowed with the impossible goal. But on the field, medics worked over a body that held a heart that had stopped. The medic pressed the paddles to Kaito's chest. The first shock jerked his body, but the monitor stayed flat. A faint vibration hummed through the turf. The crowd outside, having heard the muffled goal, was stomping. The dome couldn't stop the earth itself. The medic yelled, again. The second shock hit. Silence. Then the monitor blipped. A weak, uneven pulse. It was just enough.
He's back. Kaito, come on, breathe. You did it. You scored. Now stay with us.
Kaito's eyes fluttered open. The world blurred into faces. Ryuji, the coach, medics, all crying. The monitor beeped a fragile rhythm.
Did we win?
He's alive, but the damage to his heart. This might be the last time he ever steps on a field.
Ryuji refused to let go of Kaito's hand, his knuckles white. The medics worked quickly, stabilizing him just as the final whistle finally blew. The stretcher was lifted. As the ambulance doors opened, the distant roar of the crowd, now swelling outside, hit Kaito's ears. His heart skipped, then beat a little stronger. Miki watched from the stands, tears streaming. She pressed her hand to the glass, mouthing, "You kept your promise." As Kaito was carried through the tunnel, the massive dome doors swung open. The roar of thousands flooded in, shattering the silence.
That sound. It's the crowd. They're still here. For me.
His heart monitor, once erratic, began beating in steady sync with the distant chants.
They came. They're still cheering.
The final whistle blew. The scoreboard froze. 3-2, Kaito's team had won by the single goal he scored. Outside the stadium, a sea of fans held banners and chanted his name. The soundproofing had failed against their passion. News headlines the next morning read, "The heartbeat goal, the boy who gave his heart for victory."
He gave everything for that moment, but his heart, can it ever beat on its own again?
In the ambulance, Miki held Kaito's hand, her headphones silent around her neck. No music was needed now. As the ambulance pulled away, the crowd's roar faded, but Kaito's heart, for a brief moment, beat in perfect rhythm with the fading sound. In the sterile quiet of the hospital, Dr. Sato sat beside Kaito's bed. Her voice was calm, but the words were final.
Your heart muscle is permanently scarred. You can never play again.
I know. I felt it stop. But I'd do it again.
The door slid open and Miki stepped in carrying a small speaker. Her eyes were red, but she smiled.
I recorded the crowd. I thought you'd want to hear them one last time.
She pressed play, and the familiar roar filled the room. Kaito's heart monitor jumped, then locked into a steady rhythm.
They're still with me. Even without soccer, their pulse is mine. I can still feel them. That's enough.
The roar faded, but the monitor beeped on, a quiet, steady drum. The crowd's echo had become his own, and in that silent room, surrounded by those who loved him, Kaito found a new rhythm, not of the game, but of life. Months later, Kaito stood on the training ground, a coach's jacket over his shoulders. The whistle was silent. Young players sprinted across the field. Their laughter was a crowd of its own.
They don't know what a heart can cost, but I am here to teach them.
A practice match drew a few spectators. Their scattered applause rippled through the grass. His hand went to his chest. The old rhythm answered, faint, steady, a reminder.
It's not a weapon anymore. Just an echo of everything I gave.
He turned and nodded once. The boy who failed every test now showed others the way. The heart monitor would have drawn a gentle, peaceful wave. Not sync to a roar, but to purpose. Sunset painted the field. His silhouette stretched long, and a distant crowd cheered like a memory. His heart beat in rhythm, not for himself, but for the game. The sound had become his own.